Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. On today's video, we learn how to design this flyer. So let's quickly get into it. So we start by opening our new file in Photoshop. As you can see, this is the design that we are going to be replicating today. I made this design earlier using random assets, which will be in the link in the description below, so you can download it to join along as I do it. So you open your new file. This poster is a 1080 by 1350 ratio flyer, and now we want to get into the design, so follow along. I already have my assets in a folder here in Photoshop, in my files. So I'll start by bringing in my image, my background image. So this is my background image. It is a width field. So we have our background image in now. Then we move in to bring the boxes in. So bring the boxes in, scale them down a bit, and then hit enter. So as you can see here, we have this design. The bottles are sitting on these crates, these boxes here, the bottle and the cup. So these are the boxes that we just brought into the design. And if you look well, you can see that in front of the boxes there's a layer of width to show that the boxes are not directly in front of us, they are in a distance from us. So now we'll bring in this width image, drop it here, move it down a bit, scale it up a bit, and hit enter. So to remove the cloudy part, because as you can see, the boxes are being covered by the cloud part of the image, so we will create a mask. Go to our brush tool, let's increase the size a bit. Make sure this is on black so that it actually erases, not add to the image. So, and we then wipe away the cloud part. So you have to do this carefully in order not to wipe too much of the width part out. So you can reduce your brush size, and wipe out, because the white is a bit too much in the background. So just do it until it looks good enough for you, then you can stop there. So this is just fine. Now we'll proceed to bring in our drink and cup image. So this is the image that we are going to be using. This is our drink and our cup. So this is the focus of the design. If you look closely, you can see that these two items have shadows, and we don't want those shadows in our design. So now we are going to create a mask and erase those parts out. So you click on this button here to create the mask. Go to your lasso tool, then just select, try and be a bit detailed with this, but it doesn't have to be perfect because we would cut out the bottom part of this image a bit later. So you just select the bottom area containing the reflection, select it, then go to your brush tool and then erase. So now as you can see, the bottom reflections have gone. Then you go back to your move tool, hit Ctrl D to deselect the selected area. So even if our selection wasn't so neat, we will still be removing part of it eventually, so it doesn't really matter. So now we scale down hit Ctrl T on your keyboard and scale down your bottle and cup to the realistic size it should be if it were actually sitting on the crates. So increase the size a bit to make it look realistic. Increase the size a bit. Let's see. I think this is perfect. So now if you look closely, it looks off. Something looks off because in this whole area here, you have these parts that's showing that definitely looks like it's not meant to be there. So what we're going to do is now we're going to erase this part of the bottle and the cup that is not meant to show in front of the boxes. So to do that, we're just going to use the mask tool. We would cut out the part of the bottle and the cup that shouldn't show and then erase it. So you can just turn off the bottle and the cup so you can see the crate properly. Select that whole top area. And then turn back on your bottle and your cup and then erase. So go to the brush tool, click on the white mask area and then wipe. So hit Ctrl D to deselect, and now we have our bottle and our cup beautifully sitting on the crate. Even though it may not look 100% accurate, but it looks good enough. So now that we have our bottle and our cup here, go back to the main design. We can see that we have 4 bottles of the drink down here on the second level of the crate. So now we want to get that bottle. So the bottle that was used there was actually just the bottle from this bottle and cup image that I cut out the cup from. So this is how I did it. So you have your image here. So to cut out the cup, we'll do the same thing we did to cut out the base of the bottle and the cup. So create a mask and then using your lasso tool, mark out the cup section. This doesn't have to be that accurate because this is a PNG image and there's no background. So just do it and then go to your brush and then wipe out the cup. So we have our cup gone. So this is a more efficient way of removing something from a PNG image instead of just erasing it with an eraser or completely deleting it. So now we erase it, hit Ctrl D to deselect. And then we also notice these reflections in the bottle again. So we would select that area once again. Select it. And then erase it, just like we did for the cup. So wipe. So now we have just our bottle here looking beautiful. Then we scale it down and position it where it ought to be. So while arranging the bottles here, you need to factor in the sizes because the crates are not on different, they are not at the same distance from us. So you have to, the bottles will be on of different sizes on this crate. So to duplicate the bottles, just quickly, to prevent wastage of time, hit Alt on your keyboard and click on the bottle and then move. So now you see we have another bottle. Do the same 3 times till you have your 4 bottles sitting on the crate. Then we can adjust the sizes of some of them because they're not at the same distances from us. So this one is definitely meant to be smaller. So yes, and the others are just fine the way they are. So similarly, what we did with the bottle and the cup, because of the positioning on the crate, we are going to do the same here because we are not supposed to be seeing the bottom of the bottles. So we start by selecting the bottom of the bottle. You can turn on the bottle so you can see clearly where the crate starts to know what part you need to erase. So you just select this area, then turn your bottle back on, click on the mask, brush and wipe, and then we have that. We move on to the next bottle. You can turn on the bottle to see the crate clearly. Select, go to your lasso tool, just select a wide area on the crate, turn your bottle back on, go to the mask, brush and wipe. Ctrl D to deselect that area. Then we move on to the next bottle, click on the bottle, turn it off, go to your lasso tool, select a large area on the crate, turn on your bottle, go to your brush, go to the mask and then wipe. Then Ctrl D to deselect the selection, and then the last bottle, you do the same thing, turn it off, go to your crate, go to your lasso tool, select the area, then turn on your bottle, go to the mask, and then brush, and that's that. So Control D to deselect. So now we have our bottles arranged. That's another stage. So now we have this bottle and cup at the front of our design sitting on this crate here. So we bring in a second copy of our crate to obtain that small crate here. So from this now we're going to choose the crate that we want to show in the design. I'm going to choose this one in the middle because it fits in the best. Click on it, select it with your lasso tool, and then hit mask. So now we have just our box there. Then bring it to the front, Ctrl T, hit Ctrl T on your keyboard and scale it up a bit. Scale it up till it looks realistically big enough for the position it is. Okay, I think this is fine. So now we have our crates there. We can duplicate it for the cup. We have a bit of tilting here, so we straighten it to make it look more realistic. And okay. So if this is your first time here, please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel, because more tutorials like this will definitely be coming up soon, and there are some that are already there. Make sure to like, share, make sure to comment under this video, and if you face any problem along the video, make sure you let me know. So now for our bottle and cup over here, we are still going to be using this asset that we've been using from the beginning. Bring it in here, hit Ctrl J on your keyboard to duplicate it, turn off the last one, and then go to your lasso tool, just select roughly around the bottle. You can also at the same time remove the reflection under, so you don't have to come back to that again. Yes, so having done that, you just hit the mask button, and boom, you have your bottle all by itself. Then you can scale it down a bit because it can't be that big. Then position it, then turn on the layer that you turned off. Then this is for the cup. We are going to select around the cup, then also eliminate the shadows at once so that we don't have to waste time. Yes, then hit mask. Sorry, then hit mask. So now we have our cup, and we bring it down here, scale it down a bit because the cup is definitely meant to be smaller than the bottle. I think this is fine. So now we're going to proceed to do the same thing we did for the bottles up in the design by cutting out the bottom, because the bottom is not meant to be so visible in this design. So we select the bottom layer, the bottom area of the bottle, that's down here, and then using the mask, click on your mask and then wipe it out. So this Ctrl G to deselect, and then do the same for the cup. Go to your lasso tool, select the bottom layer of the bottom section of the cup, click on your mask and then wipe. So Ctrl D to deselect. So now we have our bottle and our cup in the front. So we're almost done with this design actually. Next up, we are going to put this width that is in front. So I have my width here. I got it from pngwing.com. So bring it to the front, scale it down a bit, then position it here. So we don't want the width to cover the name of the brand, so I'm going to be very conscious of that while doing this. So we have one width there. Hit Ctrl J to duplicate that width and then reposition the second one. Then you can duplicate the two to put it on the other side by selecting the two layers. Click on one, hit hit shift on your keyboard and click on the second one. Now you have the two selected. Then hit Ctrl J on your keyboard. Then go to edit, go to transform, and go to flip horizontally. Then hit Ctrl T, and then hit Ctrl T, and then move it to the other side, and then try and position it the exact way the other one is positioned, and that's it. So if you look closely here, the width are blurred out, so we can click the width, click one, go to filter, go to blur, go to Gaussian blur, and 2.0 is fine. So hit OK. Then you can just apply the same thing for the rest of the width. So that's that. So we are basically done with the foreground of our design. Now these two width at the back near the drink and the cup, let's add that in. So you bring in another copy of the width that we used earlier, scale it down and position it. Scale it down a bit more and position it. I think we want it a bit smaller. Okay, then position it. Then hit Ctrl J to duplicate it, and then go to edit, go to transform, and then flip horizontally, then move it to the other side. Then these two width are meant to be behind the box, so we're going to move those layers down behind our box layer, which is this. Okay, so now we have them behind, and this is a bit too close to, so this is a bit too close to, a bit too far from the bottle, so we move it a bit closer. Okay, I think that's fine. So we're almost done. All we have to do left is to put the silos, these items at the background, and put the logo. So let's put the logo quickly. So you bring in your logo. This is my logo file. Bring it in. Shrink it a bit. So definitely we don't want it showing here with this white background. So, and if we select the subject, because of how small some things are here, they're going to disappear. So you can just use a blend mode. We can use a blend mode that works for us, and darker color blend mode does the trick. So we have our logo right there in the middle. To centralize your logo, you can go up here, click on this, and it will centralize your logo. But as you can see, it looks like I can't click on anything. So if this is what you're facing right now, click on these three dots, go down here and change align to selection to align to canvas, and then you can now hit this center align and your item will be center aligned. So now what's left is to bring in our silos, and we are almost done with this design. So bring in our silos and hit enter. Go to select, click on the subject, and it's going to select the subject for us. So while we're waiting for that, once again, if you're new here, you haven't subscribed to the channel, do well to subscribe, like, share this video to someone that you know that needs this help, and also comment if you face any challenge along the way. Comment down below so you can get help, and let me know what you would like to learn in coming times. So we hit our mask button. Now we have our silos. We'll shrink it a bit, scale it down a bit, because it is going to be in the background. So we move it back behind our width layer and our box, and then position it towards the edge of the clip. We'll scale it down a bit because it is in the distance, so it's not meant to appear as big as it actually is. So now that we have this, we need to increase the brightness of these silos because the general tone of this image is bright. So we go to adjustments over here, hit on this half sun icon that says brightness and contrast, click on it, click on the mask below, and then increase the brightness. So I think this is good enough. So now we have our brightness. Click the brightness layer and the object layer, and then hit Ctrl J on your keyboard to duplicate them. Then go to edit, go to transform, and go to flip horizontal. Then hit Ctrl T on your keyboard and move them to the right side. So that's good enough. So if you look closer in this video, you can see that in front of the silo layer, we have a layer of width. Sorry, we have a layer of width. So we want to add that too. So we're bringing our width layer from over here, and then scale it down a bit, and then hit enter. So create a mask and then erase the cloud part of the layer, because as you can see, the cloud part is covering the part of the silo that we're meant to see. So you go to your brush tool and then wipe it gently, just wipe it. So if you look closer, you see these sharp edges at the bottom. We don't want that, so we're going to also erase so you can blend into the general environment. And I think that is good enough. Yes, that is good enough. So we're going to do the exact same thing on the right hand side. We'll bring in another copy of the width image, scale it down a bit, bring in another copy of the width image, scale it down a bit, position it just where we want it, and then hit enter. Then create a mask, then start erasing. Go to your brush tool, ensure you're clicked on the mask, and then start erasing of the cloud part. So we also do the same to the bottom to prevent the sharp edges. And yes, so we're done with that part. So basically we're done with the major work in the design. All we have to do now is to add the shiny part of this drink and cup that you can see here. At this point in time, you should save your work because anything can happen. So you could just save it, Heineken YouTube tutorial, and hit save. Okay, so now we're almost done with this. We just need to add the bright colors on the drinks. So we start by adding a layer. Click on this swatch over here, click on this drink and go to a bright green that you can find on it and hit OK. Set the blending mode of this layer to screen, then go to your brush tool and then just tap a bit here and there. You can reduce the size of your brush, so brush along some layers, and then can reduce the opacity of this effect. So now if you turn this off, you can see how dark it was before, and turn it back on, you see that it's brighter. So this is going to make the item stand out a bit more. So we are going to do this for all the other drink layers in the design. Can reduce your brush size depending on the size of the bottle. Do this for the other layers. Make sure that your layer is set to screen. Do this for all the bottle layers. Reduce the opacity a bit, and then do this for the rest. Do this for the other bottles. Don't forget to set your layer to screen and to reduce the opacity a bit for the other bottles. Set to screen, reduce the opacity, then do this for the others. Add a new layer. It's better that you use a new layer for each of the bottles, so that in case there's anything that goes wrong, you can easily just go back to that particular bottle and edit it. That's why I'm using a new layer for each of the bottles. Don't forget to set the blending mode to screen and reduce the opacity a bit. So that's it for the bottles. So we'll do the same thing for the cup. create a new layer, go to this swatch here, click on a bright yellow, you can adjust it here. Okay, change your blending mode to screen, increase the size of your brush for this big cup, and then brush. Okay, let's take it easily, brush and brush. And then we have our cup shining brighter, so reduce the opacity a bit so it looks more realistic. And then we do the same thing for the higher cup. Reduce the brush size a bit, brush, blending mode to screen, reduce the opacity a bit, and there we have it. We have made all the bottles and the cups brighter, and we have been able to replicate this design here, as you can see. So if you face any challenges, remember I said drop it in the comment section so I can help you when you need help. And don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like and share this video, don't forget to drop a comment, share this video to someone you think might want to learn how to do this. Subscribe to this channel so you can keep getting more tutorials like this, and I'll see you guys next time.